Welcome to UE Speaks, where women come to talk real life, real situations, and real growth. We get into relationships, money, glow ups, breakups, emotions, wins, losses, the happy, the messy, and everything in between. This space is a space for women, especially women of color, doing big things in our community and living their real experiences. Let me be clear, we are not professional help. We are not therapists, lawyers, or financial advisors. These are our opinions, our stories, and what we have lived through. So take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Don't ever get it twisted. UE Speaks is unfiltered, unapologetic, and real. Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Chloe, and we're gonna spit it kind of different today. I usually be chopping it up with my homegirls on the phone. I got a very special guest tonight, and that's of me, my child. And what's so great about this conversation is I think a couple months me and him couldn't have this conversation. But us learning each other and him being my first child. So I wasn't the best mother because I was learning. I was learning how to be a mother at that time. But I like to introduce young Hefe in the
What's
building.
going on, woman?
What you say?
So what's going on, Mama Bear?
Nothing, but I kind of want to sit down and I want to talk about kind of a difficult subject for me, but probably not for you. Is it love or control? Healthy boundaries between mothers and sons. And I think a lot of people love to sit back and listen to this because we need to know what is healthy and what is not. And I can say my view on it and you say your view on it. I think I'm gonna start off with the son and the mother attachment is really strong. And it might not seem like it is, but it is. And especially having a black son in this world today, I fear. I loved with fear. I didn't know how to let God and let go. I just loved with fear. And you have to realize when you have not just a son, a kid, they got to experience some stuff themselves. You cannot keep them away from certain things. You cannot handicap them from their experiences. So with me, I have to say that I think I held my son back in a lot of ways because of fear. What you think about that, Mark?
You helped me back in, like in what ways? Why you feel that?
I feel like I just always feared that something was bad was gonna happen. I always feared that you was gonna just fear of just being negative. And you'd be like, Mom, why you always gotta be negative? Why you always gotta say that?
I don't think it was fear. I think it was the reality of situations.
Mm.
I feel like as a parent, you know that you raised me right, and it's the decisions that I was making. I feel like that's what made me feel like it was fear more so than love. I never felt like it wasn't love. It's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, and it's crazy to turn like a parent child like relationship and to actually realize that your child is now growing into being a man. So it's a boundary between that. Like we had our rough times and we had our good times. If I could change things, which you didn't have a bad childhood, but our communication was off somewhat. You were a very smart child. Definitely was way before your time. You know, real quick thinker, great mouthpiece. Um, if I could change anything about our relationship, I think I just would have showed more love. I think I would have been more of an affectionate mother. I didn't take the time out to like read books and um I was so gun on being strict and you having obedience and being disciplined that I think I missed out on that ushy gushy part, which makes you a mother. What you think?
I honestly don't feel like you missed out on none of that, man. Because as a kid, that's no kind of kid I was.
Now,
Me growing up,
what kind of kid was you? Maybe you can break that down.
yeah, I was a very vocal kid, very materialistic. I didn't care about that type of stuff. So honestly, like you really gave me what I wanted as a kid. Like I didn't anything I asked you for, you gave. If I would have asked you to read me a book or something like that, I'm pretty sure you would have did it. Me growing up, that's just not what I was. That wasn't my philosophy of life as a kid.
That wasn't your philosophy of life. Do you feel like you was ahead of your time?
I do feel like I was a little too grown as a kid.
Was that something that you feel that you picked up from me or my parenting style, or even because I co-parented and B and your father co-parented the best way we could. Like I said, you were our first. He was a hell of a father and I was a hell of a mother. And we had different ways of co-parenting.
Honestly, I don't think it was from my parenting. I would say just living in Flint overall. Like if you look at the I'm gonna say inner city kids and kids that don't live in inner city. Inner city kids are always kind of faster on their toes. They know a little bit more about things that people on the outskirts don't. So I feel like with me being just living around Flint and just experiencing life, I kind of just matured a little faster. And they had no big brothers or nothing, no big sisters. So I was with my big cousins and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. One thing I can say, it's very difficult letting go to anybody that has a son. I don't care if you're in Compton, Flint, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, Miami, Florida, Dade County, just the whole police situation, the whole being a black man is just hard, period. So
Yes.
having communication with your, could be son or daughter, but especially your son. When your son is able, it's so crazy. My son is so okay with telling me everything. And I know some people wish for that. They wish that their kid would just come and tell them everything. That's the type of relationship we have. We have that bond where he know he can tell me everything and we gonna figure it out. My next question is, we done got past the stage where he's grown now, he's doing his own thing, he live on his own, he take care of his show. But when we were in that 16, 17, 18, 19, man, if you can give somebody some advice that was lost like I was, because I'm telling you, I was lost. I didn't know which way to go. It was just, I didn't want my kid to go to the streets. I'd do anything for him to not be in the streets or not meet somebody. Or what would you tell a mother that's raising a son and you had a father that was there, but a mother that's by herself and she's trying to figure out how to stay in control of that part of his life?
The first thing I'm gonna say is pray, and the second thing I'm gonna say is don't give up on them. That's two things I watched my mama do. That's what I watched you do. You kept praying for me and you didn't give up on me. No matter the situation. I could have been doing the worst thing in the world. I could have been doing the best thing in the world. My mama never gave up on me. So I feel like if you got God on your side and you got a parent that believe in you and that's praying for you, or both of your parents that believe in you and praying for you, you'll figure it out. You gotta help your parent out.
It do. So to any parent that seems like they're lost in the mix right now, the biggest thing for me was to realize that I was my son's biggest help. But the only reason why I was my son's biggest help is because God allowed me to be. You have to, one thing, try to establish a relationship between God or whoever you worship or whoever you pray to and make sure they have a relationship with that person that you guys worship or they pray to. Make sure they have some type of pure spiritual balance. And you got some people that's Muslims, you got some people that's Christians, but that was my biggest thing. And once I realized my son had a relationship with God, I swear a lot of the load that I had on my back just lifted because I knew if I was not here, he would know how to maintain and he would know how to balance because he knows that his help comes from God. I am going to say this too. We're going to touch bases on this. Women, we are responsible for shaping our sons on how they treat women. Do you believe that, Ma?
I do believe that. Yeah, the way your mama talked to you about how to treat a woman or how to approach a woman play a big factor in your love life. And it how you treat your mother projects on your love life also.
Hmm.
Those two things correlate. And that's a big I feel like that's a big impact on our generation. Cause some mamas do teach their son how to treat a woman, but on the other hand, you got the son that disrespect the mama too, and not carry on into another part of your life.
Right. Definitely want to touch on us as mothers raising our sons to be providers and partners. So one thing about Kamari, he kind of he picked up the big brother role and the man of the house role. I always had a big thing about I was never going to bring another man over my kids unless I was going to marry him. So I don't know if that was a lot of pressure for you or would you have rather had a male figure in the house?
I'm gonna say no, it wasn't no pressure for me, and no, I wouldn't have had a male role model in the house. For one, me being a big brother and me becoming a provider was never nothing that was needed in my household. Like me being a big brother as a person was just showing my sister right from wrong, teaching her this, just playing regular big brother role. Us wanting for anything or me needing to provide for anything was never no me having to step up. My mama had everything took care of, so that was never a problem in our household. And to come back on the other subject, what I want a male role model in the house with me growing up, me with a mature mindset as of now, and knowing that I can listen to somebody and I can hear somebody out and I can develop a mindset on the situation without just reacting, I feel like it wouldn't have went well back then. I probably would have messed up my mama love life back then or something like that. My actions would have reflected in a different way on her relationship in multiple ways. That's what I feel.
See, and there's a lot of people that's in that type of situation too, where they're dating and they have a good guy and they have a son that ain't feeling the situation because they're just used to them being them. What advice would you give that mother?
The advice to the mother,
Yeah.
I would say you gotta at some point you gotta pick your happiness. And to the son, I will also say at some point you gotta let your mama be happy. Because if you not doing what she asks you to do as far as life, like go to school or go to college, get a job, if you out doing whatever she telling you don't do, you breaking her heart. So in some type of way, you gotta let her either rebuild her heart and rekindle it the right way, or you gotta get it together yourself.
Hmm. That
And I
makes
feel like becoming a man, you gotta take steps as better in yourself. So it's all gonna correlate in one along the way.
Do you think a mother could love a son deeply without overstepping, without being in his business, without doing too much?
No, honestly, that's not possible. Like parenting come with overstepping boundaries. Good parenting.
Okay.
And that's what I learned on my life. You would feel like somebody riding your coattail or somebody on your back. Then you would be like, well, I just need you to do this, I just need you to stop, just leave me alone. You say, as a kid, you say stuff like that. And your
Mhm.
parent will really step off. They'll back off. And you start getting thoughts like, do my parent love me or do this? But you gotta remember what you said. And that's a part of maturing, developing a mindset on the situation. Your parent is just parenting. They don't want you to make no wrongs. And children don't understand when you become an adult, you do. Adults see problems before they become problems. A child
Right.
engages in problems.
True. That's real true. We just got a lot of people out, a lot of mothers. There's a lot of mothers that's raising men right now. And I'm gonna tell you that's probably one of the hardest things that I have done in my whole life is to try to raise a man. And a strong one at that. So me and my son is pretty much the same person, just in a different body. I definitely want to reach some of the mothers because I do know the sleepless nights and the not understanding why things are not going the way you want. Really don't matter how many how many miles away you keep your kid from the north side, or how many $1,000 camps you put him in to play. He's gonna do what he wants to do. Can you explain that to some of the people, regardless of what we have planned in our mind for you to do, be, or accomplish? It does not matter because you have to be your own man, and you have to make your own decisions. Even when being start at 14. At 14, I start noticing that you was gonna figure out a way to have things your way, regardless. Am I true?
Yeah, I was getting more conniving, and I was learning. At 14, I'm gonna say I was learning. I was learning my face card.
Okay, now what is that?
Learning your face card is learning what places your face can get you and where you get accepted into off of your face. And I also grew up in the social media era, so it's like I could be on the south side, but be on the north side. I could be in Grand Blanc, but be on the east side. So my face card started getting, I was accepted different places and different whereabouts, and I just started experiencing the world a little bit more. That's when I was in high school, coming out of eighth grade, going into high school. So I was just experiencing the world, and I had a working mama too. So I had a lot of free time. I was a big brother. Like my mama was at work. I just got to experience a lot.
So
Stuff
second,
that I wasn't supposed to, and like not like she knowing I'm outside
right.
experiencing this stuff. I'm sneaking around like experiencing this stuff.
As a second shift mom, that's another thing. You cannot raise a kid on second shift. You cannot unless you have help. And like I said, he didn't have any older siblings. And at that point in time, my biggest help, my rock, she had passed away. So I was just trying to figure this thing out on my own. But I'm telling you, our conversation here is giving a lot of parents game. Will you think that your child is at home on a computer doing homework, or your son is at football practice? Shit, he out exploring the world, right?
Yeah,
You out learning different things. You meeting people. You know, at that point in time, if somebody had to call me and told me we just picked the son up on the east side, I'd be like, that ain't my son. He don't know nothing about the east side. But I mean, these are things that we need to know because boys do experiment a little bit more than girls. I mean, we can't say that because girls do too. But having that open communication, that's where I felt like I held you back because you had to sneak to do a lot of things.
don't feel like it held me back. It held me. I don't feel like it held me back because everything I wanted to experience, I still experience. It's just I feel like me growing up now, and I don't have a kid, but I'm 24 years old and I see things from a more mature mindset. It's like the things I've experienced that I wasn't supposed to experience and my parents didn't want me to experience. I understand why they didn't want me to experience it. As a kid, you don't understand, like, why my parent tell me don't do this? But you know it can get you in trouble. You don't know how deep the trouble is. And it's just like, that's part of just growing up.
It is. It definitely is. It's part of growing up. Do you think that was getting a little deeper, and we ain't got to get that deep if you don't want to? Growing up, we grew up two different ways. You guys were part of a social media craze. We wasn't a part of that. We was in the type of neighborhood where if somebody seen me doing something, they'd get on top of my head, go tell my parents. Y'all didn't really have that type of situation. You always have a coach that stay on your back or something like that. But do you regret not listening to a couple things that I said?
Hmm.
And that son, because I hope it's a mother and a son that's gonna sit back and listen to this. And I hope that I can help ease pain, and I hope that you can help someone just by listening to your story. Do you regret some of the things that you did and you didn't listen to?
I regret
Can we just touch on one and make sure that's the most important one? Because I don't want to throw you all out there.
not going to college.
Okay.
Not going to college and me getting involved into the world, like just worldly things.
Okay.
It formed my life and it broke my life because the reality that it gave me is not reality.
Okay.
The things you care about at 18, 19, 20, and 21, it don't matter when you're 24, 25, ages that I'm not even able to speak on yet because I haven't reached them. And I know they're gonna come and I know I'm gonna reach them. But me going to college, I honestly feel like some of the friends that I lost after high school will probably be here because they have somewhere to resort to and it'll be a different way of life. I'm just figuring out a different way of life at 24. I lost most of my friends
Mm-hmm.
15 through 22.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the things that matter when you young and you think that matter to you, it don't matter. And my mama told me this for a literal 10 years, like the stuff you think don't matter ain't gonna matter to you, Mari. And I'm sitting here literally telling you, like, it don't matter. What you think matter, it don't matter. Listen to your mama. Like your mama ain't gonna do nothing crazy to you. You came out of her. If she do it, it's gonna hurt her too. She ain't gonna put you in a messed up situation. She ain't gonna tell you nothing that's gonna make her have to go spend some money or stop her money. Listen to your mama just say the heartache and the headache. Cause it's gonna come with a lot if you don't listen to her. A lot of heartache and a lot of headache. It's deeper than what she's saying to you. It's deeper than just some words.
It's so crazy because when I was younger, and these words stick in my head like it was yesterday. My mom said to me, Chloe, I just want to make sure you good. I just want to one day come to your house, sit on your couch, know my grandkids are good, and know you good. I said, well, you got some high expectations for me. Yeah, you don't want me to be a millionaire. You don't want me to conquer the world. You don't want me to run a very important business. She said, no. I just want you guys to be okay. And it didn't hit me until my son turned about 14 to realize that means so much. That means so much. And I'm going to touch on, yeah, you could have listened to some of the things I wanted you to do, and life might have been a little bit better. But going to college probably would have been I wanted you to go to college. But not going to college don't define who you are either. That's what I want to say. I want to tell you that. That doesn't define who you are. It would have prepared you a little bit better or would have made life a little easier. But hey, you can still make it without college because of the person you are and the person you realizing you are. To my mothers, I'm telling you, I stay prayed up. Now I kick it on this podcast. We laugh, we talk our junk, but with my son, and still to this day, I stay prayed up. But I stay prayed up. It was many nights that I didn't understand what I done wrong, but it wasn't nothing I did wrong. I'm just glad that I'm able to have my son here today, and we can talk and conversate and hopefully help someone else along their bumpy road. And I hope you reach out to some of your young friends, Mari, and I hope you coach them through your situation and let them know, hey, you got a couple partners you do like that?
I definitely do. All the youngest around me, I try to coach them up and tell them the right thing. Right now, to be honest, if you ain't in school or you ain't got no job, you losing. Just keep it 100. That's what I tell all my youngest. Everything else, it ain't. It's oddly satisfying. It's not satisfying. And if you gotta put something in front of satisfying, it's not satisfying. That's just how I keep it to them. Short and simple. So everybody can understand.
It's just so hard because it seems like this generation is just so materialistic that they they want the reward without the work. And I hate to say that, but that's what it seems like. And I ain't going straight in on them, but that's what it seems like. And it ain't really y'all fault. Like I said, this is a different type of situation. You guys see way more than what we seen. You guys also is a different type of beast because y'all make money different than we make money. Like all we knew was manual labor or college. All this social media and content creating and just being able to live in your own gift and get paid, we ain't know nothing about that.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse though.
Explain that too, because that's what I wanted you to say.
It's a blessing because it's different streams of revenue if you use it in a positive way. It's a blessing because you can meet people that can change your life in positive ways. It's a blessing because it helps you reach parts of the world that you may never see, but it lets you be there virtually, not physically. And you can still make virtual money and turn it into physical money. So it's a blessing. But in a curse, it comes with people knowing of you that you probably may never know or see. It's a curse because it attracts different things. It's a curse because it puts a title on you. Like social media can give you a title that you don't even want or that you don't even need. And it can carry over into reality.
Okay.
It's a curse in so many ways.
Okay. So it's a curse and a blessing in so many ways. Now I want to kind of go back to, let's take it back to when he was 15, 14, because I do want to put this out here. To all my mothers that have teenage boys, to all my mothers that have teenage girls, we're not going to make it no different. Know who your child is around. Know who your child is befriending. Know their mother, know their father, Know their situation. Because no matter how you raise your child might be running with something totally opposite. And what's so funny about it, you might not be here to help your child. You might be here to help someone else. I had a conversation with a classmate. We were in the podcast, and it was three of us. We were classmates, and we spoke on school. And regardless of how he came to school, we never paid attention to him. But that boy was hurting. He had one friend and one friend mother that acknowledged because she paid attention to who her child was being around. And she paid attention and found out this boy needs some help. And to this day, that's the only person he can say that acknowledged him. And that hurt us to death because we didn't know what he was going through. So I want to put out there, know who your child is around. Take the time out. This generation, they have dropped their kid off at I have a daughter. I done had plenty of kids just get dropped off. Mother don't know who in the house. Is the father in the house? If we in here drugging or nothing, they just dropping them off. Letting your kids spend the night. Pay attention to who your kid is around. Pay attention to their family values. Do you think that's important, Mark?
I think it is important because that's honestly how, excuse my language, but that's how a kid life will get fucked up. You not seeing, I mean, you go around your friend, and like they house, every household is different.
Mm,
Every four walls is different.
no.
So that definitely play a big role in your childhood.
See? And then there's just not a lot of mentors in our city where we from. You guys don't get a chance to see a lot of the good people. So it's just been a these last past 15 years in the city of Flint, it's just been rough for a lot of different people. We done lost a lot of good people. And raising a son that has lost multiple friends throughout his teenage, it was really hard. I want to, and me and him both touched on therapy. How do you think therapy? Would you ever think about going to therapy? Do you think therapy would help? Do you think some kids need to go to therapy?
I think therapy is a positive thing.
Okay.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like everybody needs therapy, but I feel like you gotta find the right therapist.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not in therapy. I think about it, but I just feel like when the time is right, I get with it.
Yeah, you got to make that decision yourself. And you know what? It's good to bring it up, but I currently have a therapist and she keeps me balanced. But it took me to want to do that. Couldn't nobody else make me do that. Right after I lost my mom, I decided I was going to go to a therapist. And that probably was the worstest thing I could ever do because I was not ready. I didn't understand. She wasn't the right fit for me, and she just turned me completely off. So that's just another option, especially my mother's that's going through it. You don't think that you need it? Hey, to have somebody to vent to, because sometimes we don't be thinking clear, and sometimes it be about control. And when you start being too controlling, all you do is push your kid away, right? Right, Mark?
Yeah, but it's not. It's not in the way that parents think, because it's coming from a kid.
So tell them how it is.
I feel like, from a boy perspective, that's a man though. I feel like I used to sit and see how I was hurting my mama, and I wasn't lovey dovey either. I wasn't a person that like hug my mama and kiss her and be like, "Mom, I'm sorry for this." So I stepped back. I used to feel like, all right, well, the less I tell my mom or the less she see, she not gonna worry her. And I really didn't understand I play a bigger impact because it's like it's miscommunication. You not, I'm not comforting my mama, or I'm not comforting my parent or my parents how I'm supposed to, and letting them know that they not doing nothing wrong. When the kid take a step back, it make the parent feel like they doing everything wrong. When really they doing kind of everything right. Your parent there for you and you ain't doing nothing right. That's just, it's a maturity thing.
Okay. And how old were you once you realized that?
I'm gonna honestly say about 21, 22 for real.
Okay.
It took me to really lose everything. Like lose everything, everything, everything.
Mhm.
And I started paying attention to stuff. You help all your friends and everybody you think that call you real this and you ain't got nothing. You ain't really did too much for your mama. Like you done did something for you. You ain't did too much for your mama. How you done did it too much for everybody. Even if you did a little something for everybody, a little bit of something added to a lot when it could have went to one or two people for real. And
Mhm.
your mama still be right there doing for you, pitching in or helping you, trying to, you feel me, get something together, get life back straight for you. And that's when I sat back and looked at it like, you feel me?
Mhm.
I done fucked my life up for a couple scratches on my face and some broke bones and some couple of, it don't be worth it. That's when I realized, like, I really thought I was out here doing everything right and I'm doing everything wrong. The whole time I'm thinking my mama doing everything wrong, she doing everything right. It's maturity. I
Right.
see the wrong in your actions. You born to look like your parents, but you born to look like your parents, but you're to die looking like your decisions. And I live by that.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap this podcast up tonight. But before I go, I want to let everybody know this is groundbreaking to me. For me and my son to be able to sit down and just talk about some of the things that we went through. Because one of the hardest things a mother would ever do is raise a son strong enough not to need her anymore. You hear that, Mark? Letting go doesn't mean you love him less. It just means that y'all built trust. It means that you believe that you gave him enough to stand on his own foundation. And for sons, growing up isn't about distancing yourself from your mother. It's all about honoring her and becoming the man that she prayed you would be. Sometimes love isn't holding tighter. Sometimes love is stepping back. And on that note, I'll check you guys out. My handles are below. We're gonna revisit this and we're gonna come and we're gonna help some people. We're gonna get a couple of maybe questions and I'm gonna have you back on the show and we'll go from there. Thank you for checking in, son.
No problem, huh?
All right, and we out of here.